In every corner of Costa Rica, there are adventures waiting to be discovered. Experiences that go far beyond the ordinary. Forged by tropical rainforests, volcanic power, and the daring pulse of nature itself. And we've come to uncover those thrills. To journey into places where fire meets water, and jungles meet the edge of the sky. Welcome to Dynamic Expeditions. Welcome to a brand new adventure journey. Welcome to episode 31. I'm Aditya, and today, I bring you the top 10 tropical adventures you must try in Costa Rica. New rushes, new heights, new unforgettable experiences. Volcano palm tree. In our last episode, episode 30, we explored Thailand's famous foods, a flavorful journey through the heart of Asia. If you missed it, the link is in the description, make sure to check it out. So, let's begin episode 31. If you are new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notifications bell to join us on these epic journeys. Today, we'll explore 10 thrilling adventures, each one wild, breathtaking, and truly once in a lifetime. If you love travel, nature, and discovering a place through its adrenaline-fueled moments, then you are in the right place, because only on Dynamic Expeditions will you experience adventures like these. For the best experience, watch in full screen. Let the volcanoes, rainforests, and rivers of Costa Rica pull you in. Now let's begin today's adventurous journey, episode 31. Globe showing Europe Africa fire. Today's 10th Costa Rica adventure is whitewater rafting on the Pacuar River waterway. Get ready for a surge of adrenaline as you cut through emerald green rapids surrounded by dense jungle walls. The air is humid, the water cold, and the thrill unmatched. This is Costa Rica's wildest natural roller coaster. The Pacuar River, flowing from the misty Talamanca Mountains to the Caribbean Sea, is one of the most breathtaking rivers on Earth, a paradise for thrill seekers and nature lovers alike. As you begin your rafting journey near Turrialba, the calm early stretch lulls you into peace. Birds glide overhead, sunlight flickers on the water, and the forest hums with life. But soon, tranquility gives way to chaos, the rapids awaken. Class 3 and 4 waves slam into your raft as names like Tin Ball, Double Drop, and Huacas Canyon become challenges to conquer. You are drenched, laughing, shouting over the roar, and yet, in the midst of this wild energy, you catch moments of pure silence, where mist floats above the green canopy and waterfalls pour into the river like silver threads. Pacuar isn't just about adventure, it's about immersion. Every corner reveals something magical, toucans soaring above, vines draping from cliffs, and the smell of rain mixing with the rush of the river. It's where raw nature and human spirit collide. Open book history. For centuries, the Cabikar people used the Pacuar as a hidden route through the rainforest, calling it the path of life. When explorers rediscovered it in the late 20th century, they were awed by its untouched beauty. By the 1980s, Pacuar had earned its place as one of the top 10 rafting rivers in the world, and ever since, it's been the heartbeat of Costa Rican adventure tourism. Roller coaster fun fact. National Geographic named Pacuar one of the top 5 most scenic rivers on Earth. Its blend of jungle cliffs, turquoise waters, and narrow canyons has been featured in countless adventure films, especially the legendary Huacas Canyon, where sunlight filters through the trees like a natural cathedral. Electric light bulb pro tip. Skip the quick tours, book the overnight two-day rafting trip. You'll stay at an eco-lodge hidden inside the jungle, reachable only by raft. Swim in crystal pools, hike secret trails, and wake up to the sounds of parrots and rushing water. Bring waterproof gear, strap on your GoPro, and always travel with certified local guides. They know the secret waterfalls and wildlife-rich bends most tourists never see. Sun with small cloud, best time to experience. The wet season, July to October, is when Pacuar shows its true power, roaring, fast, and full of life. Perfect for adrenaline junkies. If you prefer a steadier, calmer adventure, visit between February and April when the jungle is lush, the skies are clear, and the wildlife sightings double. The Pacuar River is more than a rafting destination, it's Costa Rica's soul in motion. Herb Waterway. A place where every wave tells a story. And every drop of water carries the rhythm of the rainforest. Today's 9th Costa Rica adventure is ziplining over the Monteverde cloud forest. Soar through the clouds of Monteverde, where misty treetops brush against the sky and every gust of wind carries the call of the wind. Here, adventure meets serenity and you, for a few seconds, fly like a bird over one of Earth's most magical forests. Hidden high in Costa Rica's central highlands lies the Monteverde Cloud Forest Reserve, a dreamlike world suspended in mist. Ziplining here isn't just an activity, it's a full-blown cinematic experience. You are strapped into your harness, heart racing, the forest below blanketed in white fog. Then, with a push, you launch into open air. The line hums, wind rushes past your ears, and suddenly you are gliding over a sea of emerald green. Below you, ancient trees covered in orchids and moss. Above you, drifting clouds glowing in the morning sun. Monteverde's zipline circuits stretch for miles across valleys, connecting treetop towers that rise above the clouds. Some platforms even sway slightly, adding that thrilling edge of unpredictability. As you cross from one to the next, you'll pass waterfalls, suspension bridges, and glimpses of wildlife, monkeys swinging, colorful birds flashing through the mist. The final, the Superman zipline, where you are clipped from the back and soar horizontally over deep jungle valleys, free, fearless, and flying at up to 80 kilometers per hour. Open book history. The Monteverde Cloud Forest became a protected reserve in 1972, and in the 1990s local biologists and adventure experts built one of the world's first canopy zipline systems here. Originally designed to help scientists study the upper forest layers, known as the Canopy ecosystem, it soon evolved into one of Costa Rica's most famous eco-adventures. Today, ziplining in Monteverde represents both adventure and conservation, letting travelers experience the rainforest's beauty without harming it. Fun fact: Monteverde is home to over 400 species of birds, including the legendary resplendent quetzal, whose bright emerald feathers shimmer through the fog like living jewels. The area's elevation, over 4,600 feet, creates a constant cloud layer, feeding one of the richest biodiversity zones on Earth. Electric light bulb pro tip: start early in the morning, that's when the skies are clearest, the mist golden, and the crowds minimal. Bring a GoPro or chest-mounted camera for aerial shots, you'll capture surreal moments of flying through clouds. Also, wear light waterproof layers, the mist can turn into rain in seconds. Sun with small cloud, best time to experience. December to May, during Costa Rica's dry season, offers the clearest skies and most stable zipline conditions. For those who love a bit more atmosphere and drama in their visuals, June to November gives that foggy, cinematic look Monteverde is famous for. Monteverde isn't just a forest, it's a world floating between earth and sky. Every zipline ride here is a reminder that adventure begins where the clouds never end. Herb sparkles. Today's 8th Costa Rica adventure is hiking the Arenal volcano trails. Deep in northern Costa Rica rises the mighty Arenal volcano, a flawless cone towering over emerald jungles and mirror-calm lakes. Once a fiery beast, now a sleeping giant, Arenal calls every explorer to walk where fire once flowed and nature reclaimed its throne. At dawn, the first rays of sunlight cut through drifting fog, revealing Arenal's perfect silhouette. Trails wind through dense forest, past vines, orchids, and ancient lava fields that whisper the story of past eruptions. The air smells of earth and rain, alive, wild, and pure. You start on the 1968 lava flow trail, where cooled black rocks crunch underfoot. It's surreal, twisted formations created by molten rivers that once poured through this very jungle. Yet now, vibrant ferns and moss grow from the same scars, showing how life never stops rebuilding. Halfway up, a lookout opens. Below lies Lake Arenal, a sapphire mirror framed by rolling green hills. The wind hums softly, carrying the call of toucans and howler monkeys echoing through the trees. It's one of those cinematic moments when time slows and the world feels endless. The trail winds deeper into rainforest, where every step feels like a scene from a nature documentary, waterfalls hidden behind vines, hummingbirds darting like emerald sparks, and the occasional puff of steam from geothermal vents. These remind you that Arenal, though calm, still breathes quietly beneath your feet. As the sun begins to set, the volcano glows in shades of gold and umber. You reach the final viewpoint, the entire landscape bathed in light. It's peaceful, powerful, and humbling, a living masterpiece shaped by fire and time. Open book history. Arenal lay dormant for centuries until its massive 1968 eruption, which reshaped Costa Rica's geography. Entire villages were buried under ash, but from that destruction emerged new life. The eruption led to the creation of Arenal Volcano National Park, now one of Central America's most important conservation areas. Today, Arenal rests, no longer erupting but still geothermally active, fueling nearby hot springs that have become symbols of natural healing. Fun fact: Arenal is known as one of the most perfectly shaped volcanoes in the world. Geologists call it the textbook cone. It's also one of the few places where you can hike a volcano, relax in hot springs, and spot toucans all in a single day. Electric light bulb pro tip: start your hike around 7 a.m. That's when the skies are clearest and wildlife most active. Bring water, a light jacket, and a camera. The early light on the lava fields is unreal. After hiking, don't miss a dip in Tabacon hot springs, warm mineral waters that flow directly from Arenal's underground heat. Sun with small cloud, best time to experience. December to April, Costa Rica's dry season, offers the clearest skies and best trail conditions. For dramatic mist and lush greenery, May to November adds cinematic vibes, perfect for photographers and nature lovers. Arenal isn't just a destination, it's a story of fire turned to forest, chaos turned to calm. Every step here reminds you that even after destruction, beauty always finds a way to rise again. Today's 7th Costa Rica adventure is hiking Arenal Volcano National Park. Volcano Fire. Step into the land of fire and mist, where Costa Rica's most iconic volcano still rumbles beneath the earth. The mighty Arenal Volcano National Park is a living monument to nature's power, a place where ancient lava flows meet lush green jungles, and every trail tells a story of rebirth. Your adventure begins at sunrise. The air is crisp, filled with the scent of rain-soaked soil and orchids. The clouds part just enough to reveal Arenal's perfect cone, framed by a sky that glows golden orange. The trail winds through rainforest alive with sound, chirping cicadas, distant howler monkeys, and the whisper of the wind. The ground beneath your boots turns from soil to stone, remnants of the 1968 eruption that transformed this land forever. Soon, you reach the old lava flow trail, jagged black rocks frozen mid-motion, nature's own sculpture garden. Every step feels like walking across history, each stone a fragment of fire that once roared from the mountain's heart. From the lookout, the view stretches far, Lake Arenal glistens in the distance, and beyond it, rolling jungles stretch endlessly toward the horizon. As you continue, hidden hot springs bubble nearby, steam curling like smoke from the earth's breath. The trail dips into shaded canopies where butterflies dance through beams of sunlight. The sounds of the jungle grow louder, as if the forest itself celebrates your journey. By midday, clouds begin to drift back, wrapping Arenal in its trademark mist, mysterious, powerful, eternal. You stop at a clearing, birds swoop low, and for a moment, the volcano reveals itself completely. It's still, silent, yet somehow alive. Open book history. Arenal volcano was dormant for centuries until a sudden massive eruption in 1968. The explosion buried villages, reshaped rivers, and gave birth to the region's geothermal network of hot springs. For over 40 years, Arenal remained one of the world's most active volcanoes, constantly glowing at night, a sight that drew adventurers and scientists from across the world. In 2010, the volcano entered a resting phase, allowing new ecosystems to thrive over old lava. Fun fact: Arenal's symmetry is so flawless that it's often compared to Japan's metric ton, Fuji. It also produces natural geothermal heat that warms over 30 hot springs in the region, turning destruction into pure relaxation. Electric light bulb pro tip: after your hike, reward yourself with a soak in the Tabacon hot springs, a natural spa created by volcanic energy. Go in the late afternoon when the air cools and mist rises from the warm streams. It feels like entering a fantasy world. Bring light clothes, water, and your camera. The contrast of steam and sunset light makes perfect cinematic shots. Sun with small cloud, best time to experience. February to April, the dry season offers the clearest volcano views and comfortable hiking conditions. For moody, fog-covered visuals, visit May to July when light rain adds a mystical charm to the landscape. Here, every trail leads through history, every step connects you to the pulse of the earth itself. Arenal Volcano National Park isn't just a destination, it's where you walk on fire's memory and witness how life always rises from the ashes. Today's sixth Costa Rica adventure is Night Safari in Tortuguero National Park. When the sun sets over Costa Rica's northern coast, the jungle awakens, glowing eyes, whispering leaves, and sounds that echo through the night. This is Tortuguero, the land where darkness reveals the wildest secrets of life. Hidden along Costa Rica's Caribbean coast, Tortuguero National Park is one of the country's most enchanting and mysterious ecosystems. By day, its canals shimmer under the sun, but when night falls, the forest transforms into something almost supernatural. You set off in a small boat, guided by a local naturalist. The moonlight dances across the water, and the air feels thick with anticipation. Every sound matters: a distant croak, the rustle of branches, the soft splash of something unseen. As your boat glides through narrow mangrove-lined channels, pairs of glowing eyes suddenly appear, caimans floating silently, watching your every move. From the treetops, howler monkeys let out deep, echoing calls that roll through the forest like thunder. Tiny red-eyed tree frogs cling to broad green leaves, their bright colors glowing even in the dim light. The deeper you go, the more alive the night feels. The jungle hums with life, insects, birds, reptiles, each playing a part in this nocturnal orchestra. But the true magic of Tortuguero lies beyond the canals, on its moonlit beaches. From July to October, the shorelines come alive as thousands of green sea turtles emerge from the ocean to lay their eggs in the sand. It's an ancient ritual that's been happening here for millions of years. You walk quietly along the beach, guided by red flashlights that don't disturb the turtles. The sight is unforgettable, a massive mother turtle, nearly a meter long, using her flippers to dig carefully, laying dozens of glistening eggs, then covering them with sand before returning to the sea. The sound of waves, the faint rustle of sand, and the rhythmic breathing of the turtles create an atmosphere of pure awe. Each nesting moment feels sacred, a symbol of hope and life continuing in harmony with nature. As your night safari continues, you realize Tortuguero isn't just a place, it's an experience that blurs the line between mystery and serenity. Turtle fun fact: during the peak of nesting season, over 100 turtles can be seen nesting along the same stretch of beach in a single night, a natural wonder few places on Earth can offer. Electric light bulb pro tip: bring a red light flashlight, it lets you see clearly without disturbing nesting turtles or nocturnal animals. Keep silent and move slowly, the quieter you are, the more wildlife reveals itself. Sun with small cloud best time to experience. July to October, the peak nesting months for green sea turtles. Visit during a new moon night for the most magical experience, when stars shine brightest and the beaches are at their calmest. Tortuguero at night is nature's hidden heartbeat, a reminder. Today's fifth Costa Rica adventure is canyoning in the Lost Canyon, La Fortuna National Park. Embrace gravity and dive into the wild heart of La Fortuna's Lost Canyon, where waterfalls roar, moss glistens, and every step pushes you deeper into pure adventure. Here, you are not just hiking, you are climbing, jumping, rappelling, and surrendering to nature's untamed rhythm. Tucked deep within the lush rainforests of northern Costa Rica lies the Lost Canyon, one of the country's most thrilling natural playgrounds. The journey begins with a rugged off-road ride into the forest, a muddy, bumpy trail that already sets the tone for what's ahead. Once you reach the canyon's mouth, the sound of cascading water fills the air. The humidity rises. Adrenaline builds. Your guides secure your harness, and before you know it, you are standing on the edge of a 200-foot waterfall, peering into the mist below. The first rappel is always the hardest, a sheer drop that sends your heart racing as cold water splashes your face. You push off the slick rocks, descend slowly, and feel the rush of the waterfall all around you. Deeper inside the canyon, the terrain changes constantly, narrow gorges, slippery boulders, and hidden pools surrounded by jungle vines. You leap from ledges into natural plunge pools, wade through streams, and slide down many waterfalls carved by time. Every moment tests your balance, courage, and connection with nature. The Lost Canyon isn't just about thrill, it's about discovery. Locals call it El Canon Perdido because it remained hidden for decades until Costa Rican explorers found it and realized its adventure potential. Today, it's one of La Fortuna's most popular eco-adventures, blending adrenaline with pure wilderness. By the end of the journey, you emerge from the canyon, soaked, muddy, but grinning wide, with the distant view of Arenal Volcano watching over you like a silent guardian. Open book history. Discovered in the late 1990s by La Fortuna's local adventure guides, The Lost Canyon was once an unexplored section of dense rainforest carved by centuries of rainfall. What started as a hidden spot for local climbers soon became a full-fledged adventure route designed for safe canyoning and ecotourism. Its development also supported conservation, as visitors helped fund protection for the surrounding rainforest ecosystem. Fun fact: some of the waterfalls inside the canyon reach over 200 feet in height, and the rock formations here are believed to be over 7,000 years old, sculpted by ancient volcanic activity from nearby Arenal. Many adventurers say it's like exploring nature's obstacle course, one that constantly changes with every rainy season. Electric light bulb pro tip: wear quick-dry clothes and waterproof shoes with solid grip. The canyon floor is as slippery as glass. Bring a GoPro mounted on your helmet to capture those dramatic moments mid-rappel. And don't forget to keep a dry bag for essentials. Everything else will get drenched. Sun with small cloud, best time to experience. December to April, Costa Rica's dry season offers the safest and clearest conditions for canyoning. The water levels are perfect, the trails are firm, and sunlight beams through the canyon, making for stunning golden hour shots. The Lost Canyon isn't just a place you visit, it's a test of courage, balance, and the will to embrace the wild. One rappel at a time, you conquer not just the canyon but yourself. Today's fourth Costa Rica adventure is scuba diving at Catalina Islands. Slip beneath the surface of Costa Rica's Pacific waters, where sunlight fades into a world of mystery and color. Here, among the volcanic pinnacles of the Catalina Islands, every dive feels like entering another planet, one ruled by manta rays, sea turtles, and the silent rhythm of the deep. Just off the northwestern coast of Costa Rica, near Playa Flamingo, lie the Catalina Islands, a cluster of uninhabited volcanic islets surrounded by crystal-clear waters. Beneath these waves, an entire ecosystem thrives, from tiny neon fish darting through coral to massive manta rays gliding like underwater wings. The dive begins aboard a small boat at Sunrise. The sea glows orange and gold as you cruise toward the islands. Waves crash gently against dark volcanic cliffs, and seabirds circle overhead. Once anchored, it's time to gear up, mask on, regulator in, one deep breath, and plunge. Instantly, you are surrounded by an explosion of marine life. Schools of jacks and angelfish swirl around volcanic rock formations, while moray eels peek out from crevices. The water visibility often stretches up to 60 feet, perfect for spotting white-tip reef sharks patrolling the sandy bottom. But the true stars of Catalina are the giant Pacific manta rays. With wingspans reach nearly to 0 feet, they drift gracefully above divers like shadows from another world. If you are lucky, one might swoop close, eye to eye, before gliding away into the blue. Every dive site around the islands offers something different: La Payade for dramatic underwater cliffs, Roca Elephant for marine arches, and Dos Sombreros for playful schools of tropical fish. Between dives, boats often anchor near secluded coves where you can relax, share stories, and watch dolphins jump in the distance. Open book history. The Catalina Islands were formed millions of years ago by volcanic eruptions along Costa Rica's Pacific Rim. Over time, cooled lava created the rugged underwater terrain that now attracts divers from all over the world. Though once known only to local fishermen, the islands gained global attention in the 1980s as one of Central America's premier dive destinations. Today, Catalina's reefs are carefully protected to preserve their biodiversity, a living reminder of Costa Rica's volcanic origins and commitment to ecotourism. Fun fact: The giant manta rays that visit the Catalinas migrate across the entire Pacific Ocean, traveling thousands of miles each year. Marine biologists have tagged some rays here that were later spotted near the Galapagos Islands. That means each dive could be part of a much bigger oceanic journey. Electric light bulb pro tip. Book your dive early in the morning. The ocean is calmer, light penetrates deeper, and marine life is most active. Bring an underwater flashlight even during the day. The rocks reveal hidden octopuses and colorful sponges when lit. And always dive with certified guides. Currents can shift quickly near volcanic formations. Sun with small cloud best time to experience. December to May is Costa Rica's dry season, offering calm seas and incredible visibility, sometimes over 80 feet. For photographers and videographers, this season brings the clearest underwater light for those cinematic blue hues. The Catalina Islands aren't just a dive site, they're a sanctuary of motion and silence, where every bubble you exhale joins the rhythm of the sea. One dive here, and the ocean stops being a mystery, it becomes a memory carved deep within you. Today's third Costa Rica adventure is ATV ride across Guanacaste trails. Motorcycle. Rev up your engines and feel the wild pulse of Costa Rica. The Guanacaste region isn't just a landscape, it's a playground for the fearless. From sun-baked hills to riverside trails and hidden beaches, every twist of the throttle brings a new adventure. Dust in the air, wind on your face, and nature roaring alongside, this is pure freedom on four wheels. Stretching across Costa Rica's northwestern frontier, Guanacaste is where tropical dry forests meet endless beaches. Once a land of ranches and cowboys, today it's the off-road capital of the country and the best way to explore it. On an ATV. Your journey begins at the edge of the jungle. You kickstart your ATV, and the deep growl of the engine echoes through the forest. As you ride, the trail twists and turns through narrow dirt paths shaded by towering Guanacaste trees, the national tree of Costa Rica. Birds scatter above, monkeys chatter in the canopy, and your tires leave tracks in the warm red earth. Soon, the jungle opens up into sweeping open plains. The wind picks up, and you speed across rolling hills that stretch all the way to the Pacific. The view. Endless blue coastline glimmering under the tropical sun. Riders often stop for a quick break here, it's where adventure meets peace. But the real thrill begins when you descend toward the coast. The path narrows again, taking you past old cattle fences, rocky riverbeds, and tiny rural villages where friendly locals wave as you pass by. Some trails even lead to hidden waterfalls, cool, shaded sanctuaries where you can take a refreshing dip before continuing your ride. By the time you reach the beach, the golden sand reflects the sunset. You race along the shoreline, waves splashing against your tires, leaving trails in the wet sand as the horizon burns orange and pink. The sound of the ocean merges with the roar of your engine, a soundtrack of adventure. Open book history. The Guanacaste region has a deep connection with Costa Rica's cowboy culture. For centuries, this land was used for cattle ranching, and the dirt tracks you ride today were once old ranch routes. In the early 2000s when ecotourism took off, these trails were repurposed for adventure travel, turning a piece of history into an adrenaline-filled playground. Fun fact. Some ATV tours in Guanacaste can stretch up to 60 kilometers, crossing from jungle to beach to mountain in a single ride. And if you are lucky, you might spot iguanas sunbathing on rocks or even a howler monkey jumping across branches above your path. Electric light bulb pro tip. Bring a bandana and sunglasses, dust is part of the experience. But you'll want to keep your eyes clear. Always carry water and wear lightweight clothes. For epic photos, stop when the landscape opens up. The light during the golden hour makes for perfect shots. Sun with small cloud, best time to experience. November to April, the dry season, is ideal for off-roading. Trails are firm, the skies are clear, and the scenery glows in warm sunlight. If you prefer mud and more intense rides, the rainy season, May to October, turns the routes into thrilling obstacle courses, but only for the brave. Guanacaste isn't just about speed, it's about freedom, connection, and the wild joy of discovery. Because here, every trail tells a story, and every ride feels like your own adventure movie. Today's second Costa Rica adventure is Skywalk above the Rainforest Canopy. Imagine walking through clouds, surrounded by the whispers of the jungle, every step suspended above a world of green. Welcome to the Skywalk, where the rainforest's secrets unfold right beneath your feet, and the horizon stretches beyond imagination. Nestled deep in Costa Rica's Monteverde and Arenal regions lies the Skywalk, a network of hanging bridges that lets you walk above one of the most biodiverse places on Earth. Each bridge sways gently in the mist, giving you a thrilling mix of height and serenity. Below, the rainforest hums, leaves rustle, frogs croak, and hidden waterfalls echo through the distance. As you take your first steps, a cool breeze brushes past your face, and you realize you are walking at treetop height where the forest's true magic happens. Vines hang like nature's curtains, and sunlight filters through layers of emerald leaves, creating a golden hedge that dances around you. These canopy bridges aren't just pathways, they're portals to a living ecosystem. Look closely, and you'll spot orchids clinging to ancient branches, bright blue morpho butterflies fluttering by, and perhaps even a howler monkey gazing curiously from the treetops. Some bridges stretch over 200 feet, connecting observation platforms that offer panoramic views of volcanoes and valleys. From here, you can see how life thrives vertically. From roots to canopy, every inch of the rainforest alive and breathing. Walking the Skywalk is more than a scenic stroll, it's a journey through layers of nature rarely seen by human eyes. It's peaceful, humbling, and breathtaking all at once, the perfect blend of adventure and mindfulness. Open book history. In the early 1990s, Costa Rica became one of the first countries to develop canopy bridges for ecotourism. Scientists realized that most rainforest species live in the upper layers, a world untouched from the ground. So, engineers and conservationists teamed up to build the Skywalk, blending adventure with environmental education. What started as a research idea soon turned into one of Costa Rica's most iconic experiences, a chance for visitors to explore without harming the ecosystem. Fun fact: over 70% of rainforest wildlife lives in the canopy, birds, reptiles, monkeys, and insects that most travelers never see from below. The Skywalk lets you step into their hidden world, a realm usually reserved for explorers, researchers, and dreamers. Electric light bulb pro tip: visit early in the morning for the best wildlife sightings. Toucans, sloths, and even tree frogs are most active at dawn. Carry binoculars and wear comfortable shoes with good grip. Bridges can get slippery in the mist. And don't forget your camera, every frame looks straight out of a nature documentary. Sun with small cloud, best time to experience. December to March is the ideal window. Dry skies, mild temperatures, and vibrant animal activity. From 10,000 feet above the Pacific, take the leap of a lifetime where turquoise waves, emerald jungles and golden beaches unfold beneath you. Manuel Antonio isn't just a view, it's pure adrenaline, freedom, and paradise in one breathtaking fall. Book your sunrise jump for golden skies, calm winds, and maybe, just maybe, a glimpse of dolphins below. And that wraps up episode 31 of Dynamic Expeditions. Globe showing Europe Africa sparkles. Did you enjoy today's incredible adventures? Tell me in the comments which destination blew your mind the most or which one's now on your bucket list. The most creative comment gets pinned by me, Aditya. Speech balloon fire. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon bell, so you never miss the next journey across our planet's most thrilling spots. And hey, share this episode with your friends who live for adventure. Because great expeditions are meant to be shared. Globe showing Americas. Got a dream location or a wild travel idea for our next episode? Drop it below. The top suggestion, by likes, might just be featured in the next expedition. Electric light bulb. Until then, keep exploring the unseen. From skydives to volcanoes, rainforests to frozen caves. Because here on Dynamic Expeditions, adventure never stops. Rocket. We'll return soon with episode 32. Packed with new wonders, hidden worlds, and unforgettable thrills. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep watching Dynamic Expeditions, where every day is a new journey at 7:45 p.m. sharp. Alarm clock. Join the Dynamic Expeditions family. And let's keep the spirit of discovery alive together. Globe with Meridian's fire.